car right there. I got my phone to read chat. My foam roller up first. What is this from? Having the foggiest idea. Oh, let's get you out of here. Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh. Ah. Ah. Whew. IT bands, they're tight. Oh. Oh. Right there. There it is, right at this spot right here. Oh. Oh. There we go. Now it's loosened up. I felt it go. Oh. Oh. Hey there. Oh, who is that? Arcanus, how's it going? I've had non-stop good workouts every day. Thursday was my best workout all year, and I'm still sore from it. Today I did a 2-hour workout, and then I did lunges. I went for a walk, but instead of walking, I lunged. I did 1.5 kilometers of just lunges, just body weight lunges. Okay, that's it for my legs. Just dropping by before you go to bed yourself. I'm wearing my Jessica and Diego merch muscle shirt. They are West Coast swing dancers. Today I'm gonna foam roll, and then I'm gonna warm up. Then I'm gonna go through my 45-minute stretching routine. Call it a day. Oh, like right there. That's where I'm. Oh. Give yourself a deep tissue massage with these things. Oh, you can put as much pain as you want. These foam rollers come in. Oh, it just went. I felt it go. I just felt it go. These foam rollers come in different harnesses. This one here is basically a PVC pipe with rubber on the end of it. So it's one of the harder ones. But if I go back to your typical foam one, it's not enough for me anymore. Oh, Right there. Oh, 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 right there. Oh, oh, it's starting to go. Starting to give. Oh, perfect. How often do I stretch? I stretch a little bit every day, but it's not every day that I go through my full 45-minute to 1 hour routine. Yeah, this is hurts so good, and it only hurts because one, I've been beating myself up, but then two, on my legs, I just haven't been using this thing enough. I could feel it when I ran over my IT bands. If I were to use this thing every day, it would stop hurting, and there'd be no more pain, and my body would be loosey goosey. Everything would work, but we all slack from time to time. Yeah, this thing is. Yeah, you can. Oh, I forgot to do my glutes. So you find a spot, like you can hit any muscle. So I'm on my calves right now. I'm putting my other foot as extra weight. I'm lifting myself up to really get deep in there. You can switch to the hamstrings. Right now I'm going to hit the glutes, which oh, yeah, that's, my glutes are pretty good right now. You can find a spot and you just sit on it till it melts. Your own body weight gets it to dig in, and you just sit there. Like this. Oh. All right, so that's enough of foam rolling. Now I'm going to do some warm-ups. I actually have a whole bunch of pages. Not this, not the. Yeah, so I got a whole bunch of pages of physiotherapy exercises I got a while ago, and I made myself a spreadsheet day by day, week by week, and I can fill it out and make sure I did it. Like I made this, and I used to follow this thing religiously, but it was just taking too much time. But there's a lot of good exercises here for my hip. My hip has had problems. I injured myself a couple. Like I stepped in a hole and I pulled my leg off to the side, and this happened, that happened, and for different situations, I have different exercises now. There's only a couple on here that I actually want to do, and mostly I want to focus on stretching. So how are you doing tonight? Yeah, yeah. I color coded them, and I've got several of these things filled in where I also made spreadsheets when I was learning when I was trying to learn how to do the splits, trying to become able to do the splits. I did spreadsheets for that, and I have several of them filled out. I got my phone to read chat because when I'm stretching, I can't walk up to the computer. But a lot of good it's doing to me right now because my phone is farther away than my computer is. So I'm going to get this ready here. Now, so the purpose of this one, normally you get your knees together, you're on the same plane. I want this leg to be dropped. I want it to be lower than my other one and come up. So I gotta get comfortable here. When I'm actually dropping it, I don't know why I'm wearing socks right now. I'll probably get rid of them. I might get rid of the shirt soon too. I get hot way too fast. All right, so just want to warm up with a little bit of those. I'm gonna get rid of the box. Now I'll get you there. And now I'm just gonna make sure my knees are nice and warm. I found this is like, you know how people say pound for pound you're the best fighter? Well, pound for pound, or the equivalent of that, this is the best warm up for my knees. What I really want to do, I'm almost like artificially pushing this knee in, because I don't want it to buck, like I don't want it to flare out. That's a lot of pressure on the knee. I went exactly 2 weeks ago. I did another stretching stream, and right before I started stretching today, I put together a highlight reel of that stream. Just my highlights, as far as I know, get saved forever. So like my regular stretching routine. So someone can click on it, and it's an hour of just what I do. All right. So right now, I'm going to start. Oh, that's done. The guy was calling me a couple days after it was over. Okay, this is stuck. Why? What's going on here? All right. I'm going to lower my computer. All right. And I'm going to set myself up to do my stretches. I like how my back is coming in. I can feel it. I can see it getting wider. I've been doing back to failure. Good times. I have Steam open. I don't need that open. All right, let's first set up my camera. That's no good. Good enough for right now. Yeah. I put on a fair bit. I put 5 pounds on last week, and I got to burn it off, but I was just eating everything. I'm already on my way. Probably dropped a couple pounds this weekend already. So I'm going to start this video. Hopefully that the sound is...
Hey everyone, it's Nico, and today I'm going to be taking you through a complete beginner's flexibility routine.
Is this woman too loud?
If you're someone
yeah, she's louder than I am.
Flexibility is one of your weakest suits, this video is for you.
How's that?
So we're going to start standing on the mat, and I'm going to bring my...
Is that a good sound for this woman?
And just place it over the other side of my head.
Eh?
And just let gravity pull me down. This is something that you always want to keep in your mind while you're stretching.
I'm going to lower just a little bit more.
Do all of the work.
There we go.
You're not necessarily pushing yourself into any...
All right. Here we go. Stretching time.
So we're going to start standing on the mat, and I'm going to bring my right arm up and just place it over the other side of my head.
Oh.
And just let gravity...
I just realized I don't have this. I want to be able to see her at the same time as I see myself.
Stretching is to just let... And just place it over the other side.
Yeah, flossing, right?
So we're going to start standing on the mat.
I don't have a mat. Don't need it. I did it again.
Just place it over the other side of my head and just let gravity pull me down. This is something that you always want to keep in your mind while you're stretching, is to just let gravity do all of the work. You're not necessarily pushing yourself into anything because that can cause pain. Just letting your neck fall. using the weight of your right arm to pull on your neck, and then we'll switch to the other side. Again, you don't want to be pulling down on your neck because that could hurt you. Just rest it there.
I was doing farmer carries today.
Then we'll wrap both arms behind our head.
I can feel my traps.
Just let it dangle. Every time you breathe, your muscles get more relaxed. And finally, we'll just hang our head back. Maybe shake it a little bit side to side.
I got one fan I realized isn't doing anything for me right now.
Take one roll. And then to the other side.
All right.
Then we'll roll our shoulders back.
Well, that's heaven's better.
And forward.
Farmer carries. Just grab heavy weights and walk with them.
And forward. And I'll step my feet out.
Yeah, because normally you carry weight. The weight can drop you. You actually want to resist,
To reach up and breathe.
and you get constant stress in your traps.
Reach up and breathe. I'm going to do this a few times. And what we're doing here is really stretching out the whole body and letting it warm up, getting all of the muscles moving before we start stretching. And this is something that you should always, always do before you stretch.
Honestly,
Start
static stretching makes me sleepy too. Do you have any idea how many times I've fallen, like in my old apartment, how many times I've fallen asleep with my feet up the wall? You wake up with your feet completely asleep and just hanging.
Great. So for this next stretch, I'm going to grab this stool behind me, but you can grab anything in your house that's about that height. A desk,
Yeah, or
a table, or a chair.
I would lay on this thing and just stretch out and fall asleep on it. And then eventually you wake up, like your middle back is up, and you just slide down as if it was a nice pillow.
Width apart. And then we're going to lean forward to rest our hands on this stool. And this is just to make getting into this stretch a lot easier. You really want to make progress here and make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your hands, but it's there to keep it from being too painful. So let's hold here. Make sure you're breathing, sending oxygen to your hamstrings while you stretch them. And try as hard as you can to relax, because the more relaxed your muscles are, the more flexible they will be. And then I will come up, and we'll move it a little bit to the side, so that it makes a line with my leg, and then I'll come to the side. In this position, I want to make sure my hips are even and I'm not letting one be higher than the other. And again, I'm breathing. And then we'll come back up and move it to the other side.
Have a good night. Thanks for coming by.
You can also be moving your body instead of the stool or chair or whatever you're using.
Yeah, we're in completely different time zones.
Remembering to breathe. And back up. And just one more time for good measure, we're going to come back to the center. So I'm going to come down on my elbows here to give myself a little bit of an extra stretch, but I only recommend doing this if you're able to keep your back flat while doing so. By that I mean it's engaged, your shoulder blades are tucked down, pulling towards your lower back, and you aren't letting it arch up like this, just keeping it nice and flat, should be parallel to the ground. And if you aren't able to do that here, then come back up onto your hands. And then we'll come back up to stand. So for this next stretch, we're going to be sitting on the ground, so I'm going to move this stool out of our way.
All right.
I'm going to sit back on the edge of my mat and extend my legs out to either side. Now in a full straddle stretch, your legs can. Now, I encourage you to place your hands a foot, maybe 2 feet in front of your hips. And from here, you want to slowly try and straighten your legs, bringing your knees to touch the ground. So that's what you're fighting for. You just want to hold. So straddle and stretch is a great stretch to be able to see your own progress in. I encourage you to pay attention to the floor if you're stretching in the same place every day. So you'll start to see your hands move along, and it's really encouraging. So while you're pulling to get into these stretches a little bit deeper, you always want to make sure you're pulling from the right place. And the common thing to do is pull the top of your head down to try and pull yourself closer to the ground, but you actually want to pull your chest closer. And that's going to keep your back lifted and your shoulder blades pinched together like the flat back I was talking about earlier, so you're able to reach out and really go to the fullest extent of your stretch. So for now, make sure you're pulling your chest out and think about trying to get that pulled down all the way to the ground. Okay, so now we're going to stretch each side. And in a normal straddle stretch, we could stay here.
Water break.
Fold over to each side, but to make it a bit easier, we bring our opposite leg in and then go over. So you want to grab onto your leg and pull your chest closer as you stretch. And you want to make sure you're keeping that back flat. You will be able to reach farther if you arch, but you're losing all of that nice stretch in the back of your leg, all through your hamstring if you do so. So fight for that flat back and try and get that chest to your knee. And now we'll go to the other side.
I don't really feel like pushing myself too hard today.
Bring our other leg into our thigh.
Today I'm not really gonna
And then fold over.
go hard.
I'm pulling my chest to my knee.
Maybe 60%.
Hamstring. Trying to keep your back as flat as you can. And come back up. And to the side. Let's do the middle stretch one more time. So we'll bend our knees and come forward. Maybe notice that you've made a little bit of an improvement, a centimeter or two. Each time you do it, you should feel a little bit more comfortable. And fight to lower your knees a little bit. Keeping that back flat. A few more seconds. Really lower down as far as you can. And come out of it. Amazing. So now we're going to bring our feet into the middle for a butterfly stretch.
No, I'm gonna pause. I forgot to do my glutes, and I have the bench. I have the computer on the bench I want to use. So I'm going to quickly stretch my glutes. I'll do it against the wall. Oh, completely forgot this was important to me. Oh. All right. Now, back to the video.
And here I'm just going to sit and hold my ankles and push my knees down with my elbow. You should be feeling a nice stretch either in your groin or in your glutes, or maybe both, depending on where you need to be more flexible. And we're going to fold over, and in this stretch it's okay if you let your head go and you arch your back. It's one of the few. Really pulling yourself down. And now we're going to do the opposite. Try and stretch out and keep that back as flat as we can. Pushing that chest out, really stretching out those hips. And come back up. So the next thing that we're going to do is going to be a pike stretch. And I'm going to move sideways for this so you can see me better. So the key to doing this is having your hips all the way underneath your body and your back up straight behind you. If you're unable to sit up straight, then you want to keep your butt above your feet. There are a couple different ways that you can do this.
I'm going to actually raise myself up. I don't normally do it, but today I only want to go 60%.
So that you can start to lean forward. That'll make it a lot easier. You just have to make sure that you do it on both sides. You can also be in a pike with either a low chair or maybe a few towels.
This is barely nothing.
So that you're lifted above your feet. So for now, I'm going to stay seated here on the mat, but if you need to go and grab a chair or something else to sit on, go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to lean forward, grabbing as far down my legs as I can.
No, I don't like it.
And if you are here and you're sitting up super straight and it's already stretching the hamstrings, that is absolutely great. I encourage you to stay here and keep fighting for it. If you chose to sit here without any other props assisting you, also make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard. Maybe you can do it, but you might find that you're able to make more progress in a stretch that's slightly more comfortable. So just make the decision that's best for you. The other thing you'll find is that it's easier whenever your toes are pointed. So if you flex, you'll get a deeper stretch coming all the way up to the tops of the hamstrings. And then we'll come out of it. Awesome job, guys.
Now I'm going to pause her.
Okay, so I'm just going to scooch forward a little bit.
And let's bend my back the other way. Oh. Yeah, I'm tender. Man, am I tender. It's been, had some great workouts, but I got inflammation, I got tight muscles, everything's protecting itself. Kyle Surf, your dad's dog is intense. Yeah. Big dog, small dog. I've always found the smaller dogs have more energy, but often you get the big dogs who, they remember being a puppy just a couple months ago, and they don't realize how big they are. So if they jump at you, it's basically like a missile. Where a small dog, like if it jumps at you, whatever, it just bounces off. Hunting instincts. How are you doing this fine night? I'm pretty beat up, so I'm here stretching, but I may be only doing like 60%. That's as hard as I'm going to go today. I've already got a couple hours of workouts under my belt today.
I can lay down on my back here.
Destroyed a bird.
With one leg
Thanks.
up, and you can grab it as low as you need to.
Let's keep my.
Finish your
I got my
exercise
chat on my
by
phone,
rounding
so I'll
out
keep it
your
nearby.
heel and then pull your leg closer. But holding lower down on your leg is just fine too. And as you're practicing this stretch, you want to make sure that you're always reaching and trying to walk your hands up and get them all the way up here. This really is the goal of this stretch, but for now, it's fine to have it down here. And then I'm going to bend my knee in, pull it to my chest, and bring it over my body to come to a twist. Really feeling it all through the spine. And come back. And we'll straighten again. Always pulling it closer to you. Feeling that stretch in the hamstring. And one more time, pulling it to your chest. And then over.
How old is the dog?
Every time I breathe, relax your spine a bit more.
Feels like it's been a while since I've seen you. Let's try to fuck
And
that
then
up.
we'll come back to center. And switch, bring the other leg up, grab as high up as you can, and pull it closer to you. Making sure that top leg is all the way straight. And then bending it in. Pull across your body. Turn your head to face the other way. And breathe.
My back just popped.
Releasing your spine, letting it fully twist.
The camera's not in a great place, I don't think.
We'll come back to center. And do it all one more time. So stretch the leg out straight. Grab as high as you can and then pull. Really breathing. And bring it back in. Pull tight to your chest. And then pull it back over. To look the other way.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm going to relax into it. And then we'll come back to center. And
I beat Resident Evil 8 100%,
so now we're
and
going
I
to go back up
streamed it
to
too.
position. And I'm going to
Yeah, Resident Evil Resistance. I've heard some things about it. Yeah, that's all I need. Hackers on top of everything else. So I'll stretch my wrist while I'm here on the ground. I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Yeah, after I streamed my first experience with that baby part, and afterwards I had a viewer send me a link to various streamers' reaction to that part in the game, and mine was very lackluster in comparison. I was like teasing the baby, oh, baby want a bottle, Oh, how's little baby doing? Oh, come here, baby. Come here, baby. Or goo goo get. And meanwhile, everyone else is freaking out. Echelon, how's it going? I haven't done too many stretching streams. Often I'll do them even in the dark. I'm going to move my camera back up top here. I've been having lots of really good workouts. Today, I went for a 1.5 kilometer walk where there were no walks, everything was lunges. So I basically, instead of walking, I just step, lunge. I don't have room to, but step, down, up, step, down, and 1.5 kilometers of that. Cut out my face. That's all right. I'm good. So I'm gonna finish this video. There's only like 4 minutes left.
During this quad stretch, I want to make sure that I'm pushing my hips forward. So
How are you doing, Echelon?
all along my quad and into my hip flexor. And while you're here, I want to take a minute to tell you that you should always be working every single day, stretching and working towards that flexibility. But you also have to remember that your progress is not going to be linear. You're not going to be making constant
I had my
every single day.
I had my best workout of the year on Thursday, I believe it was, and I'm still sore from it. So I'm stretching today, but I'm only going 60%. I'm not going full out.
Really feeling that stretch all in that quad and in that hip flexor, pushing my hips forward, bringing my heel to touch my butt behind me.
Can't quite see chat from here right now. Give me like 30 seconds.
Hip flexors are always really tight while we're sitting at work.
I'm pushing my hips forward.
Anywhere in the car, our natural seated position actually
I can feel it.
allows them to contract a lot, so it's really great to stretch them out.
But look at me, I have good balance.
And then we'll come out. And for that position too, if you're having trouble balancing, go ahead and grab it.
Oh yeah, definitely my best workout of the year. I crushed it. So I started with muscle ups and 1-arm pull-ups as a warm-up, and then I did up to 275-pound cable pull-downs for sets of 12, and I was going to failure, so I was going to where I couldn't do any more, and I did a couple sets of that. Then I was doing rows. I started with lighter weight, really focusing on squeezing, and then I went to pretty heavy, went to failure again. Then I warmed up my deadlifts with squats. I did 135-pound squats, 225-pound squats, and then 275-pound squats. And then I did an hour of deadlifts. I did 135, like 1 hour of just deadlifts. I did 135 pounds just to get the motions. Your muscles barely even feel it. Then I did 225. That's where you start to feel the muscles engage properly because there's enough resistance. I'm going to pause this moment here. And then I went up to, from 225, I went up to 315. And that's the weight where it starts to feel heavy. Then I went up to 405, and I was like doing sets of 6 at 405. And I stayed at 405 until, like I was going to failure until my set quality started to drop. And then I was like 405, and I went to 385. And then once that started, the quality of those started to drop, I went to 365, and that's where I ended up. I took a lot of skin off my hands that day. It was glorious. Yeah, 275, I believe, is as heavy as my cable pull downs go. We got a lot of good equipment here at the gym. Yeah, I like the deadlifts. Anything over 315, and I'm losing skin. And I had red, like, it was just like just all red, right? Like this entire strip. So I've got to set up my next video now. I got this video is done, and now I'll set up my next one, and I'll. All right, and let's see how this. I'm gonna lower her sound a bit. Decon load. Yes, I will read that, and I'll pause this woman so I can listen to myself think. So you want some advice? Every time you do triceps, you feel like your left shoulder isn't flexible at all. So is that like you're doing pull downs? You're sort of getting over top of it, and you're feeling it because you're stabilizing. Is that what? Yeah. Even more than mobility, like you're doing triceps, still warm up your shoulders, and it can just be like just getting like a flex of the muscle. That doesn't have to be really hard, just to get the muscle knowing that, hey, I'm awake now. That will help out quite a bit. But then, like if you've got an injury, like I don't know if you've got scar tissue in there. Hopefully you haven't damaged your joints. Joints are. But often when it comes down to shoulders, it's the best thing you can do after you've done something to your shoulder is just not piss it off anymore. Like if it's a rotator cuff injury, those don't heal quickly, right? And it might take a year or more to really fully recover in some of the worst instances. But ultimately, without like seeing you, getting my hands on you and trying to like really dissect, I'd rather give general advice. Whereas like physiotherapy, because I'm not really that sure of the nature of your injury, but if you find like not all physiotherapists are equal, but if you find somebody who's got their stuff down, like for myself, I've 2018 I herniated my disc and I tore my glute. And I was following my physiotherapy religiously. I actually brought out a bunch of papers today. So these are all different exercises I've been given, and I made spreadsheets. And as like every day of the week, and then I was like checking them off as I went through them. But you want to work on your triceps, and you're having trouble with your like you're stabilizing your shoulders, and that's causing stiffness, maybe a little bit of like pangs, like warm up your shoulders, like you'll never go wrong with mobility, just moving within your range of motion. So like myself, I got quite a bit of range of motion, but like if I get to here and it starts to hurt, don't force yourself to here. If you move within your range of motion and stop before you hit pain, that will go a long ways to. So simply too deep. How's it going? Gubster. I played a little bit of Resident Evil Village today, and that was I want to beat standard mode just to have enough money to upgrade all the weapons, which I've done. So now I just want to beat the mode and then have a save file that's 100% complete, and then I'm going to beat the Village of Shadows mode and without New Game Plus or Infinite Ammo, and then I'll be wipe my hands with the game for now. So decon load, did that help at all? I'm doing good. Today was, I'm still suffering from, well, I'm not suffering, but I'm still feeling it from my workout on Thursday. Best workout of the year, absolutely destroyed my back, did a full hour of deadlifts, and then I've worked out every day since. So Friday was chest, Saturday, which was yesterday, no, Saturday's today. So today was a whole bunch of random stuff. I was doing farmer carries. I was doing wood choppers. I was just doing more gut buster type exercises. I actually did triceps today because triceps are just an exercise that more volume the better. And then I finished off. I finished my workout and I went for a 1.5 kilometer walk But instead of walking, I did lunges. So I'm feeling my hip flexors a little bit tight. And then now I've already been stretching for probably a good 45 minutes. I got another half an hour, 45 minutes to go. And then I will give myself the pat on the back and do it again tomorrow. I am 34. I turned 34 in July. And my birthday present to myself was 400 pull-ups. I went to a calisthenic park, and I took a couple of videos I posted on Instagram where I'm like doing muscle ups, where I'm swinging and then jumping between bars like a ninja warrior. And then after I was done, I was there for hours. But after I was done, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 400 pull-ups. That's gonna be my birthday present to myself. I got to 370, and then exhaustion kicked in. And the last 30 were like one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like just getting those last 30 in were like 10 times harder than the previous 370. And when I was done, I was like collapsing all over myself, but I did it. But I started working out when I was 34, so it's been a good 10 years right now. Yeah, watch. I've got two watches. I got two really expensive watches. Well, maybe one really expensive watch, one just nice watch. And they're both currently broken. And I haven't taken, they've been broken for about 2 years now. And I've never taken the time to replace them. Anyways, feel a bit bad about it. You haven't worked out in maybe 9 days. Yeah. If you're finding it boring, like you need ways to spice it up or to switch things around. Maybe find new workouts, try a new program. If you're on a certain program, like I said, like get really good at the exercises themselves, but and then just pick a program. And like after a couple months, if that program isn't doing it for you anymore, switch up the program, keep the exercises. Maybe take some time to learn some new ones. But like myself, my home workouts, I was struggling until I started Twitch. It wasn't until Twitch that I was able to keep myself consistent and committed. But like just keep it in your just keep your your fitness goals in your mind. Optimally you want to be becoming a little bit healthier every day, but even if everything else, you just don't have the energy, or you're just working all the time, or this and that's going on. Like the one thing if you can, focus on your diet. Sometimes just like I'm burnt out, but you can still control what you eat and still be improving your quality of life. More passively. If the workouts are starting to wear you down, maybe go for more walks. You go for a walk, that will do wonders. Like an hour walk every day will change your life. And like the muscles are great and all, but like if you're wanting to lose weight, like your diet, you go on walks, you're already doing a lot. And then the weights are just the weights are important, but they're sort of just like an extra on top. You're planning to sign up for a gym membership. Yeah, hopefully that'll make the difference, right? My home workouts are never as good as my gym workouts. When I'm at the gym, I'm watching the clock and I'm there and I'm just every minute I'm fully in the moment. But you're a little bit yeah. For the most part, I found gym people to be very accommodating. Okay, I'm gonna move this thing up while I chat with you guys, so I have to keep leaning over. I'm sporting my swing dancing Diego and Jessica. What is their Sanchez? They're West Coast swing dancers who did a workshop. They're professional, some of the best in the world. They did a workshop here in my city. I bought their merch. I'm advertising it, I guess, but Anyways, I'm going to continue with my stretching in a minute. But like Gubster, you've already made a lot of progress, and like when you're starting out, you don't want to burn yourself out. You want to find something that you can enjoy and keep and see yourself doing for the rest of your life. That's the lifestyle you want to go for. Like if you push yourself a little bit harder, you might get more results in the short term. But if you get burnt out and you're not enjoying yourself, once you've sort of had enough, you've had enough. And it's nice to be able to see rapid improvement, but some often slower is better. Well, I doubt you've made so much progress. I doubt you've 9 days has made much of a difference. Um, like myself, you might gain 5 pounds or even in 9 days, but like myself, on Monday this week, from Monday to like Thursday, I gained 5 pounds. I gained 5 pounds Monday to Thursday because I was working the site and I was just so tired when I got home. I didn't have time to cook in bulk. I didn't do what I normally did with my food prep, and I just ate anything. And I was just eating and eating and eating. And I even then it made me happy, so I just did it. I was like, I'm just gonna do what I want, and I gained 5 pounds. It was basically all fat, and I'm already burning it off. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so 4 days, and then I'm already it's mostly gone. So I've gotten rid of like 3 of it from Thursday to Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday. So basically over 2 days. And it's not even. It's just I went back to eating like how I used to eat, but I just have been moving my body more, and so I've been burning off the calories that way. Let's continue my stretching here. Yeah. Anxiety is a beat, isn't it? Like it's like I understand anxiety, and it was like I had a lot of I had a troubled childhood. I had lots of things going on in my life that been depressed, been unhappy, and a whole bunch of stuff happening. But it wasn't until maybe like 2016 that I ever had anxiety for the first time. I was in a relationship with somebody, and like I'd always get like the silent treatment, and it was just like, is this thing over? What's going on? And I was just so stressed out all the time that literally it's just like I'm sit there in bed just super aware that I'm gonna die, just like filled with anxiety, and then suddenly I'm finding I get anxiety, I get anxiety for something that I never had before. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna go out and I'm like I gotta even when I was in university, I had to go present these big projects, and it was worth. And my degree was on the line, and all this stuff. Like it was stressful, but I wouldn't have classified that as anxiety. Like you get the nerves, you get stressed out, and just like, oh my god, just like a little jitterbug. But anxiety, that's something else that some people can't even understand and understand sort of how that not just affects you, but how that how people react to that. Yeah, yeah. So that was fun, and I was basically full of anxiety for like 2 years while we were dating, and then there's certain times where I'm pretty hard on myself, so I'll like at the time I get over something by just giving myself tough love, right? Like literally just like I'd be in my head just saying what's wrong with you, just smarten up, just okay, use your head, you know how you're feeling, but Werewolf 109. How's it going? I got the muscle shirt on today. I did probably about 45 minutes of stretching, and now I'm here chatting. I've got to switch up another video. I have another video I'm going to follow, and probably have another 45 minutes to go. I think I'm actually going to find that video right now and get to it. Let me know if these women are too loud. There we go. Now I can have a few minutes to. That's not gonna work. I actually don't like that. I want. Let's get you down here. Oh. All right. So these women have left me behind. This is not the best angle. I wanna. All right. So now let's rewind. This video here, it's very unforgiving. They just move on. Yeah, this is probably too loud. I'm gonna lower it a little bit more. Yeah. So these women here. We'll leave you behind in a second. All right. How are you doing tonight, Werewolf? I'm only going 60% today. Like, I could push myself, go further. I don't wanna. Everything's tight. Is that overwork? What do you do for work? Where you're from? Is your restaurant doing like seated? Oh, like are people able to dine in at your restaurant? All right, so this one's gonna be fun. I'll change my angle. Oh. Maybe this isn't the best camera angle. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I know people, like, we've opened up again, and I know people who are back to dining in and all this, and I've been invited, but I just don't feel comfortable. like myself, every time I get offered, I'm just like, no thanks. And for myself, there are things that I want to do that I can't, and if I could, I still wouldn't, which is namely partner dancing. And if I'm limiting myself on what I can do for the things that I really want to do, I'm not gonna like break my like, I don't know if it's a vow or whatever, but like I'm not gonna break my system for something that's not as important to me. Black Bear Diner. No, I'm from Canada. I haven't heard of that diner before. All right. So now the next leg.
And I'm gonna walk up and do the left side now. Which it's okay if this one's a little bit less flexible. It is for most people, so you might feel a little bit more of a stretch. So we're gonna go all the way over to the side again. Reach towards your toes. And again, you should feel it all the way through your armpit and down the side of your body. And then we're gonna put our chest on our knees again.
Vanda, how's it going?
And go again to the side.
I've done very few stretching streams since I've started.
And again back down to our knee.
But I basically stretch every day. It's just I don't do an hour stretch every day,
To the side.
but maybe once or twice a week.
Toes. And face down on your knee again. Alright, now we're gonna do our stretch where we're gonna go forward down to the ground. Just go as far as you can. Don't push it too much if it's hurting. And use your shoulders and your inner thighs well. Wait for a few more seconds.
I don't have the fan on me right now, and I'm heating up so bad.
Up and go all the way back around.
As soon as the fan is off me, I'm dying.
Through on your elbows.
There we go.
More of a stretch again. Go all the way down.
Take this with me.
About 5 seconds.
Oh, I just popped my ankle.
Then I'm gonna walk back up and go forward again.
I'm just gonna lay here for a second.
And you can do fingers all the way forward if you want to
A
deepen.
way to get taller. Well,
Walk back up.
one thing with height is mostly based off of genetics. And
Lower your back.
scientists can pinpoint how tall you're going to get if they're able to measure or find the genome that will determine how tall you're able to get as long as you are not nutrition deficient. So as long as you're getting all your nutrition, you're basically determined it's basically determined how high that you're going to grow from pretty much puberty. But one thing with height, good posture. Like almost like stand up nice and tall, almost as if someone's like grabbing your hair and pulling it, and that will do wonders. Like you see people they're just hunched over, right? That'll take out a lot of height off yourself. And like for myself, I'll focus a lot on posture, and I'll like standing against the wall, just focus on standing nice and tall, good posture, and then walking like that. And when it comes to aesthetics, it's posture, it's symmetry, and it's proportions. Whereas, unfortunately, with height, there's not too much you can do for how tall you're going to grow in the end. But when it comes to reaching your maximum height, you just need to eat well while you're growing. And how scientists can go look at past societies and tell, oh, at this point in time there was a famine, or these people lived like this, and they were starving basically. And that's because when you look at their bones, you can see, or you can like where people are starving or where they're just not getting enough nutrition. That affects their bones during the growing period, and you can like tell that on a on a you can do your tests on there. You can find all that stuff. Meanwhile, you never really hear. I'm hot. Why am I so hot all of a sudden? I was doing good for so long. Let's get some water in me. Your dad is 5'6", your mom is 5'2", 5'9" and a half. Like being average is pretty good. When it comes to getting to 6 foot, I'm not sure how old you are, but you might keep growing until you're like 24, maybe even 25. But I know a guy who was, I was the shortest guy in my class until grade 10. And then we all moved in together at the high school. And there was one guy who was like the shortest guy out of the whole school. And I saw him again maybe when I was like 22, still the shortest guy, like very short guy. I saw him again at 25, and the guy is a freaking like tree now, and he's just skinny, but he's just I've never seen anybody sprout so late, and the guy grew like I don't even know like maybe a foot and a half, maybe more between times that I saw him. Yeah, so you're likely to still get a little bit taller, but ultimately it's who knows, and there's not too much you can do about it. Just make sure that you're getting all your nutrition, so that you're not stunting any of your growth. But that also doesn't mean you need to eat tons. Like overeating isn't going to help you at all for gaining height. Probably not. Like doctors aren't like doctors understand the body. They understand like what sort of like what's normal and sort of like you have symptoms of things. They memorize all the symptoms for all these various issues and diseases and whatnot, or just a common cold. And often you go to the doctor, you're going to get pretty generic advice. It's like, yeah, eat well, exercise, sleep well. Right? If you have a cough, just sleep, like basically don't spread it around. Just rest a couple of days, and you should be better in most cases. It's like that. Like there are specialists, but this is more theoretical, and also it comes down to money, right? Where there's not the money in there for people to analyze your genome unless people want to do research on it. All right, back to my stretching here.
Extend your back leg out behind you. You should get to this position. We're going to
I'm
hold
going
this
to change my camera angle.
You should feel
I don't like how it's too low. I thought this would be a nice view for it, but I will just raise it higher and angle it down.
a stretch in your left hamstring as well as your right hip flexor. And the further you push your hip down, the more of a stretch you're going to feel in both areas. And go ahead and rock that
lifting weights doesn't stunt growth.
Then I'm going to go ahead and go up. And you're going to feel this in your right hamstring the farther forward you push onto your left foot. And also you're going to feel this in your left calf.
When it comes to fitness related stuff, there's a lot of things that people will believe that is like really common knowledge, but just isn't true.
That hip flexor and your left hamstring. Just remember that it's important to stretch all these other muscles in order to get full effect.
What lifting weights will do, lifting weights will actually make your bones denser.
Now we're going to rotate to the center.
Ugh.
So just move your hips this way. And stay there for a few seconds. If you want more of a stretch, go ahead and grab your ankles and pull your head through. But no need to do this if it's too much of a stretch. And rotate gears to the other side. And push your left ankle into the ground so you're getting a calf stretch.
Oh, wrong one.
And then back into a lunge. And go ahead and hold this for a few seconds. And just like the other side, go ahead and make sure that you're pushing this left hip into the ground. Now go back up. And rock a little bit back and forth. Make sure you're targeting all these different areas of that back hamstring muscle. And then one more time back down.
Yeah, like when it comes to fitness related stuff, there's so much stuff out there that people believe that just isn't, it isn't based on scientific research or fact.
Hold it there for a few more seconds.
And then even ones that are somewhat grounded,
Pushing this far into the
people have never actually read the scientific studies and they're taken out of proportion. Like,
and then go back to the center.
you ever hear of the afterburn effect? Very common. You get people that are talking like, think cardio is so good, you get the afterburn effect. Well, the afterburn effect accounts for basically nothing. So like it's a real thing, but it equates to like 30 calories a day. And no, 30 calories a day isn't going to make a difference to anybody. This is a good. I'm just going to ignore the video for now. I'm just going to sit here for a minute. Let's rewind.
This stretch probably going to be harder. And stay with me and rotate. Take your left leg out in front of you. And again, take your chest to your shin. And for a deeper stretch, you should flatten your back so you get it all the way parallel to your leg.
Yeah, I'm just so stiff today from my workouts.
A few more seconds.
My body doesn't feel like it's working with me today.
And again, this side is probably going to be harder for a lot of you because it's not most people's muscle. And get prepared for the splits. Go ahead and slide your right leg out behind you. And go down as far as you can. So this is the goal that we have here. Again, Karina's an example of somebody who's still working on their splits, but after a few times of watching this video, you should improve a lot. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to stay in tune and favorite this video if you enjoyed the stretch.
Yeah, it doesn't though. You get like there's a occasional person that like you'll get your hormones all like it's only when your hormones really get messed up that you get people that grow really tall or don't grow at all. Right, like you get the like people that actually grow to be giants is because like their thyroid's messed up, and like their hormones aren't healthy or normal, and it has like they grow tall or like they might grow really tall, but it'll have a lot of negative impacts on their life. But basically, your hormones regulate what goes on in your body, but well, even with the body's funny. Placebos work when it comes to fitness. So if you think that you're going to get a result from something, your body can actually sort of like if you think that you're sick, you can become sick. Like your body will start fighting off something that's not there. You get a runny nose, you get a cough. Well, you're not sick. You just sort of imagine yourself to be sick. Whereas at the same time, like when it comes to fitness, often people will believe something like, oh, I have a banana and that gives me more energy to go pump out like work hard at the gym, and like it's not really true, but the placebo is there and it's working for you. Like you're actually getting a result based off this placebo. Yeah, Andre the Giant, too big to use a toilet. He had to poop in a tub. That's the life he lived. Oh. So I think the last thing I'm gonna do is put my feet up the wall. But yeah, so I just wanna. I got a message here from somebody or from a friend here. I'm gonna see what they said. But yeah, when it comes to so like several like misconceptions when it comes to fitness. Like there's so many of them that even the fitness community has thought for a long time, and over time the science has shown it not to be true. Like one, that you need to bulk in order to build muscle, and then two, you need like the afterburn effect, and you need high intensity cardio to burn fat. Like it comes down to calories and how many calories you're burning over a week, over a day, over a week, over a month, and It's just moving your body more. There are studies that say, hey, if you do higher intensity cardio, you're going to burn more calories over a shorter period of time. But that doesn't look at the big picture. Like, okay, 10 minutes of high intensity cardio doesn't do enough, right? Like if you do 20 minutes of steady state cardio, that's going to be better than 10 minutes of like high intensity cardio. Just like the higher steady, the faster and the harder you push yourself over those 20 minutes, the more calories you're going to burn. But you want to, like, optimally, you find something you can do for like 45 minutes, an hour, and you go as hard as you can, burn as many calories as you can. Then there's like, oh, sugar is bad. It really comes down to calories, getting your nutrition, but it just comes down to people are eating too many calories. Like fruit isn't bad. Fruit has lots of fiber. It's got sugar. So what? Most fruit is low calorie. There are some fruits out there that are higher calories, but for the most part, you get your strawberries. You will never gain any fat from eating strawberries. You'd have to eat 10 pounds of strawberries to hit your daily calorie intake requirements, just not to starve. And then there's other ones like what people like aspartame causes cancer. That's a big one that my mother grew up telling me. Like I grew up, my mother was telling me you can't have diet pops. Aspartame causes cancer. There's no reason to think that aspartame causes cancer. Like there's no scientific basis for that. It's like basically a myth that was perpetuated back in like the 80s or the 90s or something. You want to know what causes cancer? The plastics in the world around us. Like everything you consume has plastics in it. There's not a single ant on the planet that doesn't have plastic fibers in it. And it's like we don't even know how the extent of what this is causing to our bodies. Then there's like, oh, drinking diet pop is going to make you gain weight. It doesn't. Then people will think that, oh, muscle can turn into fat. Like muscle can't turn into fat. They're two completely separate tissue. Like your fat cells. You have a certain set amount of fat cells. You don't gain more fat cells. You don't lose more fat cells. Your fat cells just expand and contract. It's just when you're burning energy, your body can burn energy from it can take it from the fat cells. It can take it from the muscle tissue. You can waste away in various ways. Alternatively, your muscle fibers can grow, like if you get and then so can your fat cells. What else? Pretty much anything that has to do with you should eat this or do this thing before and after a workout because that's going to get you this extra little hit and boost. Most of that stuff is not based in reality. It's based off of somebody trying to sell you something that because everybody wants a quick fix, but it's not actually gonna do anything. And then there's also stuff like, oh, like you sweat more in a workout, that's going to, like sweating more means that you've worked out harder, you get more results. Slept a lot, how's it going? Oh, I miss your chat. And immediately I say that, I read your second message. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's, COVID's been a beat to like a lot of people. And like my heart goes out to all of them. I've got more or less got away unscathed, but I've been part of a lot of communities, particularly people who are in the arts, and I can't imagine how people could go a year or more without a paycheck. But Diet Coke, Diet soda is better than regular, and because of calories. Yeah, interesting. Like, there's been a study that came out recently that shows that, like, for an average person, that supplementing, instead of drinking just only water, to actually drink at least a minimum amount of diet pop will actually help you lose weight for the average person. And what it came down to is people like for most people, when you made them drink only water, they would supplement their sugar cravings with more higher calorie options than those that would have like a set amount of diet pop every day. And the previous thinking was you have diet pop, it's like no calories, but it's going to it's going to give you a sweet tooth, and you're going to crave more sugars. But what the studies end up showing is that it might give you a sweet tooth, but you're craving most of it through the diet pop itself. 6 years in a dietitian field. Eat when you wake. Yeah. Like I know everything about eating to gain weight. For 3 years, I was on a 5,000 to 6,000 calorie a day diet, and that was the hardest thing I've ever done. Where I would I would eat my last meal at 12:30 at night, go to bed absolutely stuffed, right? Like you can eat until you're not full. I'm eating till I'm stuffed. I go to bed absolutely stuffed, wake up at 5:30 in the morning just to eat some more while I'm still full. Force the food down, go back to bed, wake up at like 7, eat some more, and then like 2 hours every day. It was rough. A shrimp cocktail. I'm allergic to pretty much everything that comes out of the sea. It makes it a little bit hard to get good, high quality lean fats. So for what I use is I drink straight flax oil every morning. So I wake up in the morning, I have a vegetable and a fruit shake mixed out. Like I'll drink some flax oil, chug that down, and quickly gargle with my veggie and fruit shake, because that stuff is basically poison. Yeah, I get it. You want to gain weight? There's no amount of metabolism that's preventing you from gaining weight. Like it just comes down to eating, and not just eating like, oh, one day you might eat a lot, but then if you eat less over the rest of the week and it balances out to something like 1,700 calories, you're not gonna really become that large. Meanwhile, if you consistently eat like what is it, like 500 calories more than your metabolism every day, you're going to gain weight. You're going to gain like a pound a week, and there's just laws of thermodynamics. There's not too much you can do about that. But it's sometimes hard to eat steady and to eat a lot, particularly particularly when you don't want to. Anyways, I am going to stick my feet up the wall, and I'll chat with you guys while I do that. I've done, I've been so active today, feeling really good. I've got, I did a 2-hour workout, and then I went for a walk where I did 1.5 kilometers of lunges, and there's no real reason why I did it. I just felt like it, so I did it. Oh. Oh. Are you talking American football or what I would consider soccer? I'm less. I grew up playing soccer. I played less football, but I still have enjoyed it. But for myself, I like the American football. These guys are just like specimens of athletes. Like you see these guys that like how much they weigh and how fast they can run and what they can do, and they vault over each other's heads. Like that's like I watch American football for the athletics. I don't care about this team versus that team. I just like watching these guys being like the peak of like peak specimens doing crazy stuff. So this one here burns over time, and I'm not, like right now it's not so bad, but it gets worse and worse and worse and worse until you can't tolerate anymore, and then you end up crawling off the wall. Oh. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite team. I don't really get the, like, we're from here, so we're the best. I like watching athletics. I like watching I like watching the technique that's involved. Like when any for most uh like for most fitness sports or activities, I'll watch MMA, boxing, kickboxing, um, and I'll like drool over the technique. Like Khabib, right? Like at MMA, you have Khabib. His technique is just so refined and perfect. It's like a thing of art to watch. But meanwhile, other people might just see him just like he's just brutally pounding on some guy on the ground. But there's more to it than that. It's very complex, and like you spend enough time going through this, you understand the body, you understand the mechanics, you understand like how he's controlling the hips or like the limbs and this and that, and I can see so much of what's going on, and so it's a thing of art. I didn't watch that much of the Olympics. I've been a little bit too busy to, but I've been watching. I've been catching up and watching highlights and stuff is happening every day. It's just this wasn't a very good time for me. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm quite a bit of ways away from my computer right now. Oh, did I ignore your comments? Which comment was? Oh, I didn't say anything. I sort of missed. Yeah, what do I do for work and what's my monthly income? Um, I'm a civil engineer. I do geotechnical engineering. Yeah, sorry about that. The there's like different colors on my on my screen. You and where whoa you and werewolf are two different colors on here on my phone. It sort of blends in. Um, I'm a geotechnical engineer. Structural engineers are what you'd imagine, or even civil engineers. Most people think of structural engineers, people who design buildings or who design bridges. Myself, I make sure that the bridge or the building that they design, that the soils underneath it are able to support the building. And so that you don't have the building settle and fail. And I'm employable enough as well as I'm pretty good at my job that like things got really hard in the pandemic. Like I had to pick up a lot of slack, and it was like like no one's really going knows what was going on. But I had it much better than a lot of people just because of like just even just staying employed. Like I understand that, and then there's a lot of people that I'm worried about. But there's only so much I can do for them, right? Like I can't like fix all their problems. But what I can do is for a lot of people, just not add to people's stress, right? Like there's people are stressed, and there's a lot of stuff that go on that, but really, like I try just not to add on to people's worries right now, and I've talked with people here and there, but even then it's hard, you know. Um, no, I'm not mad. I'm just an idiot. I just missed it completely until you called me out. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Um, but yeah, I went to university And I started off not knowing what I wanted to get into. I thought I wanted to get into electrical engineering. Turns out I hate electrical engineering. I like the, oh, my legs are on fire. Whew. I could have been, like one of my options after I graduated high school was to be an electrician's apprentice and become an electrician. Instead, I thought I'm going to become an electrical engineer. Actually, no. First, I wanted to get into business, and then my family talked me out of going to business, so I thought, oh, I'll be an electrical engineer instead. Turns out I hated it. So then I was, out of the engineering classes I liked, it was a toss-up between mechanical engineering and civil engineering. But mechanical engineering was a lot harder to find a job. Meanwhile, civil engineering, I could go work anywhere and find employment. So I got a 5-year degree in 3 years, but I wasted 3 years. So I was in university for 6 years, but I wasted 3 years. I graduated university. Things were difficult for a while. I remember there was one point in time where I was running out of money. I just couldn't afford to. I started lifting weights after I graduated university, and I was like, how am I going to afford to eat? And so I understand the stress of like money stress, and that's stuff that like you it's all like you're in a well, but there's like the lid is closed over top, and you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just stress that doesn't go away. It's always there, hanging over your head, and so like I've been in those situations, and because of those situations, I put myself in a situation now where I don't spend a lot of money, but I always want like a little nest egg, just in case, right? Like so right now I've got money in the bank, but that's whew. Let's make sure I didn't lose any more comments here. Over the pandemic, I've basically just been in the office, and it's been driving me crazy. Okay, I gotta move my legs. They're killing me. Okay. Oh. So my job has typically been we adopt our projects. So I would get the project, I would start setting up I'd start setting up drill, like a typical job. Someone wants to build a house next to a riverbank. So we would do a slope stability assessment and a geotechnical investigation. And so I would set up the drillers to drill like 50 feet into the ground with a geotechnical drill rig, so we can find the soil stratigraphy and see what the house is going to be founded on. So I'd call them, I'd schedule it up, I'd clear the services, I'd organize everything with the client, and then I would go to the site, supervise the drilling, collect soil samples, bring it back to our lab. Our lab would do the testing, and then I would go there to the site, I'd survey the riverbank, take everything back to the computer. I would do the soil logs, I would do the reports, I would do the analysis, I would do the drawings, and I'd put it all together, and there's a package of work. And so every day I'm doing something different, and I'm getting tasks completed one after the other, get it all together, send it off, and it's very, very rewarding, and I don't go stir crazy. Well, I've basically been in front of a computer doing the same thing. I've been designing stuff nonstop, and it's stuff that's really hard, and I gotta I gotta get up. Oh. Yeah, people still gotta eat. The service industries are very, very important. You guys are totally necessary. Like the side doesn't work without the service industry. Oh, myself, I feel more that I do I do business more than I do engineering. So I'm basically just a glorified problem solver, and the problems that I'm solving, there might be millions of dollars on the line sometimes. Often it might just be like $20,000, $50,000 that's on the line. So it gets stressful, right? Like I mess up, I lose my job. That's I mess up, I get sued, right? And then there goes the livelihood. Oh, but for both you and Werewolf, I hope you're able to find your enjoyment in life. Sorry, whew. And like life is hard, and sometimes it can be really hard, but like life moves forward, and sometimes it's like you're in the here and the now, and it can be really tough, but doesn't mean it's gonna always be tough. Do what you like, and even when the world is on fire around you, the one thing that you do have control over is your own thoughts and your own actions, and like, and sometimes it's hard when you're if you're just feeling down, um, you're gonna behave like you're feeling down, and then that's gonna cause reactions in the world around you, and things can compile, and then one thing after another. But I guess just try to keep your heads up, and if you can, try to improve your lot in life one step at a time. Try to maintain do what you can to maintain your good health, as well as like mental health. Sometimes different people need different things. Right now, the entire world is like one big turtle where we're all just poking our heads into our shell, waiting for the day where we can pop our head out and be safe and go about business again. But I'm gonna see if there's anybody I know who's streaming right now. I think I'm done. I'll share the love. Doesn't I don't know anybody who's on right now. Oh, I got a message on Twitch. Average Dad Fitness. So he says for one follow he'll do 10 push-ups. I got 7 people in my chat here, so plus myself, we could give this guy 80 push-ups. What do you think, guys? I will. Did I copy his name right? Oh, I think he. All right, let's Control C, Control V, and I'm gonna raise this camera because I'm tired of bending over. That's one thing I learned in dancing. I do partner dancing, leading and following, right? And often you'll go underneath the woman's arms, but like when you dance primarily with women, they're often shorter than you, or rather shorter than me, and the tendency often is sort of like break your frame to go under them, but no, like you got to keep yourself up nice and tall, keep your frame, and then move accordingly. You don't have to break your frame, and you don't have to crouch down and be all constricted. But slept a lot, Werewolf. I wish you I wish you like good tidings. Like I just wish things start picking up for you. But even then, just stay strong, do what you can, make positive changes to whatever is available to you, and hope you feel a little bit better. Have a good night, everybody.